So the question we had was, why were we getting all the codes and the hesitation upon acceleration on this 2016 Audi Q3 after some work was done by a location not to be named unless desired later. And we took the engine cover off and we looked around looking for disconnected hoses or electrical connectors or anything that would explain it. The problem felt somewhat like a vacuum leak to us, but we weren't sure, so we took the adage of just look around and see if you can find anything obvious. Well, it wasn't terribly obvious, but we did find by looking in the top of the hood that this hose, this connector right down here, seemed to show some gap between how much the hose should be on and how much it was on. So it's very hard to see from this, but you can see that there's a gap between the end of the hose and the end of the fitting right there, right where my item is. It's very hard to see from this angle. So we repositioned the hose without being able to reach the clamp to tighten it, and then went for a test drive, and it did seem to help things. So I am now taking the bottom splash shield off and looking at that hose from underneath. And let me turn on the light so we can see it from underneath. There we go. And now hopefully you will be able to see clearly where the shop that did the work left this hose untightened. So there's the hose clamp right here. And if you look, you can see the gap between the hose, end of the hose, and the end of the fitting. And if I wiggle the hose, you can see that the hose is completely off. It wasn't off completely, as they left it. It was just loose, not tightened. So now all I am going to do is put the hose on like it should be on, rotate the clamp, which might require me to do a little finagling here, and then tighten it back up. I'll come back in a minute when that's done.